Hey you guys, I just filmed a 20-minute video for you guys and I deleted it because it was so long and I want to redo it real quick and make it a lot shorter. And now I realize I talked about so much good stuff. I may have to just do 2 videos or something. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I did film over the weekend, but every morning I filmed with the idea of doing all these exciting things that day, and then it turned into a weekend of me cleaning all weekend. You don't want to watch that. So every day, like Friday for instance, I was going to take Lauren rock climbing and then go swimming, and she didn't want to do either one. We went bathing suit shopping, and then she left for the lake for the weekend. So I was here at home alone, cleaning all weekend. So nothing exciting about that. And I couldn't make plans this weekend because I was supposed to help my mother paint and redo a bathroom. So I couldn't make plans, and then she ended up getting sick. So I literally stayed home all weekend with no children and cleaned. How exciting. But it is what it is, right? Anyway, so yeah, one of the things I talked about is the weight loss videos. I feel like I get on here a lot and tell you guys about what I'm planning on doing, and then I change my mind, or I don't succeed, or, you know. And I think I've decided what I want to do is start telling you guys what I've done when I succeed at something. So when I lose 5 pounds, I'll do a video and say, this is what I did to lose that 5 pounds. Or when I go to a Zumba class and I enjoy it, I'll say, oh, I went to the Zumba class and I enjoyed it. When I'm doing things like that, I think that's when I'm going to update you guys, just so I don't feel pressure to do exactly what I tell you I'm going to do. Something about you probably already know, about me you probably already know, is that I have ADD. So I'm one of these people that I'm all gung-ho and want to do something, and I'll get into 3 weeks into insanity or P90X, and then I'm like, oh, I want to go do Zumba instead, or oh, I want to go do CrossFit instead. And that's just who I am, you know. I like to change things up and try different things, and that's part of my problem. All these programs work. Every one of them works. You will find successful stories in everything, but I don't stick to anything long enough for it to be successful. That is part of my problem. So one of the reasons I started YouTube is because I watched several channels. Of course, there are a lot of channels out there that tell you, I've lost 100 pounds in 6 months, and I was perfect the whole time and flawless the whole time, and you can do it too. And maybe there are people like that in the world, but I'm not one of these people. And there were some channels that I found over the course of the last like 6 or 7 years of me watching YouTube where they got on there, and I've watched them from the beginning when they were 300 or 400 pounds, or when they were 200 pounds and lost weight, and watched them actually go through the whole process of falling and getting up, falling and getting up, falling and getting up, until they finally succeeded. And that's the kind of channel I want to have. I want to have a realistic channel where you see me fall flat on my face, and eventually I win, okay? And some of those channels I do want to tell you about. There's one, let's see, Lose It Like Lauren. I think I've been watching her the longest. I want to say she's had a channel for like 8 years, but she's someone, you can watch her videos from like 8 years ago, and she might have a video where she's sitting there talking and she's like, ooh, I did this. She lives in London, by the way. Ooh, I did this, 2 hours of workout, and then I came home and ate the best piece of chocolate cake. And you're like, I did the same thing. I went and spent 3 hours in the gym and then ate a Hershey bar. I feel you. I know exactly what you're going through, and then you fast forward it, to 7 months later, and she's going to the gym every day. She's eating perfect every day. She's doing what she's supposed to do. And that's more like real life. You fall, you get up. You fall, you get up until you eventually succeed, right? So there's Lose It Like Lauren, Sunshine's Journey. She's another one who lost like 100 pounds, gained it back, lost it again. Right now, she's the smallest she's ever been. She's doing wonderful. That's Sunshine's Journey. Kimberley, her last name starts with a U. I've never known. I've been watching her for like 3 years. I don't know how to say her last name, but I'm going to try to find the spelling and put it in the description so you can find her videos. She lost like close to 100 pounds and then had a baby and gained it all back. She did a weigh-in today where she's back up to 285, but that girl will lose her weight. Trust me. I've been watching her for years. She's got a great work ethic. She talks really, really fast. So, in the South, we're a little bit slower down here. So sometimes I have to say, what did she say? And I have to rewind it a little bit and watch her again. But, uh-oh. I'm running out of juice on my camera. Anyway, so she does talk really fast, so beware of that. And then the last one I wanted to talk about was Iron Giantess. I love her. Now, I didn't start watching her until after she had already lost her weight. She didn't film before then. So, but she does have a great Instagram. She has about 10 or 12 videos on her channel, and I love her to pieces. She is the sweetest thing ever. She's got a great work ethic. She really works her butt off. She eats good, and she posts that stuff, and she's got great energy. I just love her. I wish she would film more videos, though, because I do really love watching her videos. So yeah, those are channels that I love because they're very, very realistic. They do fail. And even after they've lost weight, like Lauren, she lost over 100 pounds and she put like 15 pounds back on and went through a spell where she just wasn't feeling great, you know, so she stopped filming. And I missed her so much. And when she finally popped back up again, I was like, yes, you're back. But I totally get it because I'm there where I've lost weight. You know, the smallest that I've been in my adult memory, okay? Now, this does not mean, because I know when, after I had Kyla, I was like 140 pounds, 150 pounds, okay? But that was from doing Metafast, though. That wasn't my natural, I was heavier than that, and I did Metafast. But a healthy size that I liked the way I looked, I was at 250 pounds, and I loved the way I looked. I had nice curves, I felt good, I was doing cardio like crazy every day, these gym classes, CrossFit, Zumba, all of that kind of stuff every day, and I felt healthy as a horse. And if I could just get back to that, I would be so elated. But I understand the pitfalls they go through, where they lose the weight and they gain a little back and lose the weight and gain a little back. So those channels are great channels to watch. See, here I'm rambling again. It's gonna be another 20-minute video if I'm not careful. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of do that with my weight loss videos, kind of just post when I'm actually succeeding at something. I will let you know when I fail, of course, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, this is what I'm going to start today, or I'm going to go do this today, and then 2 days later I'm like, oh, I'm going to go try this instead. You know, I'm not going to do that anymore. So you guys don't want to see that. Anyway, I do want to do a financial series. I have been really good with my budget, really good with writing everything down, staying on top of it. I do want to do a series, but the person I follow, I don't know what the copyright rules are on that. So I want to search that out a little bit and kind of take y'all along that journey with me. I have 2 or 3 different ideas of things I want to do, but I need to find out the rules first because I really don't know. I just picked up the camera and started filming one day. So I really don't have a clue. I did want to talk about the fact that we have decided to go ahead and get married. We're talking about September possibly, getting a cabin up in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. Do you hear all of this construction going on? It's been so quiet. Anyway, we're talking about September or early October for that. That is exciting. So I'll get to be one of these people that's sweating for the wedding. Not really. You know what I'm saying? Those people. I did tell Adam a long time ago that I wasn't going to get married until I could fit in my dress. And he finally told me like 2 weeks ago, let's just go to the Justice of the Peace. I'm tired of waiting. We've been engaged for like 2.5 years. So I was like, no, I don't want to go to the Justice of the Peace. We'll just start planning something and I'll get off as much weight as I can. So we're going to do that. He has changed jobs. Did I already talk about that in this video? I don't remember. Anyway, he's in car sales and he was working at one place for 2 years and decided because we bought this house he needed to move on to a dealership where the salesman made more money. A lot of dealerships, the way it works, the salesmen make less money than the managers, and then other dealerships the salesmen make more money than the managers. So he went to a dealership where the salesmen make, honestly, his income's probably going to triple what he was making before. Then the other dealership he was working for, they had been courting him and asking him to come back. They're throwing all kinds of good incentives at him, including management training over there, which is almost $30,000 worth of training because it's finance training, and as well as a position. So he's going back and forth on that. They're supposed to have lunch tomorrow, but we are having tornadoes tomorrow. Even the schools are out tomorrow, so they may not go to lunch. So that's something we've been dealing with for like the last 2 weeks. He started at this new job a week ago. So we've been going back and forth with the other dealership ever since he left. As soon as the owner found out, the owner, like, there's 4 dealerships, and Adam's one of the top salesmen for all 4 dealerships that that he used to work for. And when the owner found out he left, he immediately jumped into action, and he's been trying to get Adam to come back. And honestly, Adam loves that company. And I told him I was behind him, whatever he decided to do. But if he stays at the new dealership where he's going to be making a ton of money up front, not a ton, I don't want to say that, but he's going to make a lot more money up front, then that'll allow me to go back to school to finish. I have a degree in psychology, but I have to go back to school to finish to actually use it, or it will allow me to do something else. Like, he wants me home, but I don't want to be home. You know, I've got a 14-year-old. I can be home after school, but I don't need to be home during the day. I need to be being productive, you know, getting some stuff done. And there's no reason for me to be here when I can be working. So, I am going to be, that would allow me to do what I want to do. If he goes back to the old job, that finance position won't be immediate because he's got to go to school. He's got to be a salesman in the meantime. And so I will have to stay where I am now until he can move up into that finance position. So we've got a lot to think about. We've been going back and forth. Neither one of us really know what to do. You know, they're both great offers. So he's in a good spot. He's a hard worker. So he deserves it. I'm proud of him. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else I talked about. I think I just crammed 20 minutes into 11. I can't remember. I hope I told you guys everything I wanted to talk about. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. I will be checking back in with you. I've got to go buy groceries because we have nothing here at the house. And try to get my lazy child out of bed. She's laying down taking a nap at, what time is it? 6:43 p.m. They are out of school tomorrow. Our school systems here close down when there are tornadoes. A tornado hit a school a long time ago, so they try to stay out of school. And if they're at school when the bad weather comes, they send them home in it, which totally upsets me. Kyla, when she was in the 3rd grade, we had just moved from New Mexico, and I didn't know they did this. Kyla was a car rider at the time, and they sent her home on the bus in the 3rd grade. She had no house key because she had never been at home by herself. And they sent her home on the bus. She's out in the tornado weather, and a neighbor sees her outside, brings her in her house, and she calls me. Now, we didn't know this person that took her in the house. And so I had to drive in the tornado to go get Kyla. And I was so pissed, you guys. I was so mad. I was at the school the very next day about that. But that is the rule here. If the tornado sirens are going off, they put the kids on the bus and they send them home. It's crazy. But they're supposed to be going on all day tomorrow. Like 4 or 5 cells are coming through. So they just called school off for tomorrow, which is good. Because normally they go ahead and send them, and then I'm driving in it. I work 45 minutes from our house, so I'm driving in it to get her so she's not home by herself. Anyway, they can get pretty bad around here. And I've always been like the one that's freaked out by tornadoes. The people I live with never have been. When I was a kid, I was the one that was crouched down in the hallway while my parents were upstairs sleeping during tornadoes. My ex-husband was never scared of them. He was laughing at me because I would pad the closet with pillows, grab the animals and get in there, and he would stand outside to watch. And now one year he did that, and 35 people died 2 blocks from our house. And that was the last time he stood outside during a tornado. But they didn't faze him either. So I've always just been petrified of tornadoes and get my teeth knocked out. Those are the 2 things that freak me out. Spiders don't bug me, but those 2 things freak me out. And so we're having tornado weather tomorrow, and it's pretty scary. Now, we did have some about 5 years ago. My brother lost his house. My stepsister lost her house, and my dad lost his house, and they all 3 lived in different cities. So it gets pretty gnarly around here sometimes. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. The sun's going down, so I need to go inside, and I am 6 minutes under my last video. And I hope I talked about everything I was supposed to, and I hope I didn't repeat anything that I already said earlier in the video. So, you guys have a good night, and I will check in with you later. Bye.